Right then, we're going to head over straight to Apoxa now and to the Discord. Let's have a look who's in.
Right for you guys.
Hello.
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 Hello. Right, we are going to start in a moment, so are you ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Just let us know when to go and we'll begin the show.
Just making sure all the audio is going through your stream, so Discord and everything will be going through your stream. But if you need me to read out donations, just give me like a 10-20 second grace period if you want me to go over the donations. I don't think we have any at the moment, though, so I think we're okay at the moment.
We will have we have a level where we know we're good for reading donations, so we'll let you know when that happens.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine, not a problem at all. We haven't had any extra donations yet. When does your incentive end, by the way?
Until the end of the run.
Okay, then, so I'll keep it running until the end of the run. I'll just let people know about it as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Right.
Do you want me to let them know, or do you want to let them know?
I think they can hear it anyway. So everybody, there is an incentive going on. Go to the donation page, tiltify.com/@instasim/InstaSpeedathon-2020 to find it. It is the psychotherapy boss for Katana 0. But you can always remind them during your run as well if you want. So it's up to you.
Okay. Sounds good. Are we ready to start then?
Right. I'll just put it over to the stream. I'll just be a moment. Right then, I'll just put the audio over as well and make sure that all that is set up properly and fine.
Alright. Just let us know when we have the stage.
Cool.
Like Traylina said, don't forget to update the game in the title.
Yeah, I'll do that in a moment. So I think everything is ready now.
Alright. So, my name is Apoxa, and with me today is my good friend and fellow speedrunner.
Big Nono, hey everyone.
Yep, that's him. Alright, and Big Nono, can you give me a big countdown?
Yes, so time will start when Apoxa deflects the bullet. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Cool. Just to let you know, I am sick a little bit, so I might not be talking as much. Just a little disclaimer.
Okay. So, Katana 0, I think the easiest way to describe this game is a sort of side-scroller Hotline Miami. There are rooms, there are bad guys in them, you kill all the bad guys, and then you move on to the next room until you're out of rooms. Is that a fair description, Apoxa?
Yeah, I would say pretty much so. There are a few rooms where you don't have to kill anyone, but when we get there, we'll tell you guys.
Yeah. So, off the bat, the main thing you'll notice about this game is the rolling. Rolling is the fastest way to get around. Rolls, generally, you need to chain them perfectly in order to continue rolling. There's a 3-frame window after each roll where you can roll again. And if you don't get that, then you lose some time. When you chain rolls together perfectly, we call them perfect rolls because we're not that creative.
Very, very uncreative.
Right, this level introduces 2 new things to the game, 2 new mechanics. One is throwables, which will kind of be self-explanatory. You will see them right now. There you go, you throw things at people. And there will also be the Rickies, these enemies that you see in this room. They can deflect your attacks and kind of get you to lose time, so Apoxa will have to time his attacks perfectly to avoid that.
Yeah, if you clank with them, you you don't end up killing them, and you can't slash again after a certain amount of time. And I missed it.
Yeah, it can really open you up to attacks. You'll see Apoxa throwing a throwable to the right here.
I missed it.
Or
usually we would skip that cutscene, but I messed up, so.
Yeah, you're supposed to throw a throwable to the right, and then it just allows you to give that whole animation, which saves a few seconds.
Yeah.
Alright, now coming up on the hardest trick in the game, this is Baba Booey 2. basically you're supposed to slowly work your way through this room, like going through the crowd, but we ain't got time for that. We're speedrunners, so
There we go.
hopefully Apoxa can nail this. Oh, there you go. It's really difficult. Even like the world record holder, when he was grinding this game, said he got it to like a 70% consistency. So you can just imagine what us mere mortals are going through.
Yeah, it's pretty much the closest thing this game has to frame perfect.
A lot of people are surprised in these rooms that we kind of seem to just walk up to enemies with guns and we're not afraid that we're gonna get shot. That's because this game's speedrun mode has something that's called Stable Seed, which basically eliminates most of the RNG in the game. There are still a few spots with RNG that we'll mention when we get it. But for the most part, we know how long we have before an enemy shoots, so we can kind of plan our attacks properly.
Yeah, if you do everything right, you will not be surprised in this game because everything is exactly the same, with like 1 or 2 exceptions.
Okay, what you saw there, that's kind of variation of the thing that Apoxa couldn't nail in Hotel. That off-screen ball throw just killed an enemy that, again, because we have Stable Seed, we know exactly where he's going to be, and we know how to time that off-screen ball throw so we get him every time.
Yeah,
Prison.
it's a precise timing thing. It's like a small window. If you miss it, you miss the window, it doesn't kill him. So.
Yeah. So this little prison is not very eventful, so if there are any donations, this would be the time to read them. If not, just know that this is one of the very few levels in the run where you don't have to kill everyone. Like you saw, we kind of left an enemy alive there. As long as an enemy doesn't detect you, you don't have to kill them.
And here I'm gonna try something called a Ricky boost, so we'll see if we can get it first try or not. And we got it, nice. Oh, missed the throwable, but we got it, so cool points.
We have no donations, by the way, so if anybody does want to donate, just click on the link.
Yeah, let's get that psychotherapy boss if you guys want to see that.
Yeah, you definitely want to see that. Trust me on that one.
So, Big No-No, do you want to explain real quick what a Ricky boost is?
Yeah, sorry, I was a bit
No,
delayed. I
you're
just
okay.
refreshed my stream. Riki Boost, basically, when you hit a Riki, one of those deflecting enemies that we were talking about before, and you hit a bullet at the same time, you get boosted a bit forward. Kind of a neat trick, useful. You can use it in a few places, but the beginning of this level is really the only place where it's relevant.
That right there, folks, is something you don't want to do.
Yeah, I saw that in a bit of a delay. So, because of how Katana Zero works, where everything kills you in one hit and you go back to the beginning of the screen, dying in these really long screens is really painful. Dying at the end of the screen can lose you like 30 seconds, so...
Luckily, we did it before we had to wait for the minecart, or else this is the longest death in the game if you die to one of these fairies right here.
Yeah, this is... that was still, you know, kind of a painful time lost, but it can be a lot worse.
Yeah. So here you kind of get introduced to Molotovs, which are very fun to use when they work right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. A lot of less fun moments when they don't work that well. Let's see how we get this room. Oh, there you go.
Fun little note, you can actually kill yourself with Molotovs if you throw them at the ground or something, so...
Yes.
Careful, guys.
You can, some of us do it quite often.
Sense a little bit of bitterness in that sentence.
Alright, so we're about to get to... this is the final part of this level before the final boss. And this next room, I would say, is like the first big tilt room of the run, right here when you go up to the gunners.
Yeah, if you
When I
if you
said-
don't get that the first try, it can cause you to get stuck very easily in that room.
Yeah. When I was saying it's a tilt room to Apoxa yesterday in training, he said he never had a problem with it. So that's the sort of person I have to deal with in my life.
Hey, you don't
Okay,
have to be
so-
here. No, just...
No, I'm glad to be here. We are about to get to the first boss of the run. This is a really challenging boss, so let's all look at it together and hope that Apoxa does well.
Yeah, everyone pray. This is one of the hardest bosses in the game. Oh, we did it.
Yeah, as you can tell, that wasn't too challenging. V's a fairly challenging boss for, everyone's first casual playthrough. But in the speedrun, again, because of stable seed, we know the exact position and timing of the slashes there, so it's really a nothing fight. It's you kind of feel sorry for the guy by the end of it.
Yeah, it looks really easy, and it is after you learn it, but it actually requires extremely precise timing, though. But it doesn't. There's nothing else to it besides timing, so.
Which is kind of the great thing about this run, I think. It's mostly just skill and just getting your timing right.
Yeah.
So, as you saw there, Apoxa used the Molotov to take out the power to get through the electronic door. The result of that is that there's now lights out, which means that enemies can't see us as well. So that's going to serve us for the rest of the level. Ooh, that's painful death.
Oh, this is really bad.
Ooh. Alright, folks, we're having some trouble. No worries. And we pulled through. Cool. So coming up, we have something called replay skip. It's not random, but
Pretty much.
basically
random.
the imperfect input that there's no setup to. So it might as well be random. Didn't get the skip, unfortunately. Now the second boss
Strategy is
fight.
you just spam buttons and hope you get it.
Yeah, we bind two buttons to the same thing and just spam both of them.
Mhm.
Here we have Mr. Kissy Face, a very cool boss fight.
He's our
Again, that
Valentine's
is-
Day boss.
Yeah, exactly. Happy Valentine's, everyone. I love each and every one of you.
His face loves you too.
Yeah. More challenging than V, but again, because of stable seed, we kind of know what to expect.
And this is one of the only areas in the game where you don't know what to expect and you have to react. Well, you do know
Yeah,
they all
this-
come from the same area, but the gunners, they don't shoot on a fixed time.
Yeah, apparently, this is kind of funny. We talked to the dev about this. They thought it was intentional, but apparently he just forgot to apply stable seed to this part of the run.
Yep.
So yeah, we don't always know when gunners are gonna shoot here, and that adds some randomness.
Yeah, and this is also a good time if there are any donations, I guess, because there's not too much going on right here.
Yeah, this level is kind of not everyone's favorite, but I like it. I think it's a nice change of pace.
Yeah. And then it's a helicopter fight. You just gotta deflect 3 bullets at him and dodge his rockets.
Yeah, so this is another chocolate cake. Oops. This is sorry.
Okay.
This is another point where there's some randomness. These red crosshairs that you see on the surface, they're random and they can sometimes really be mean.
Yeah.
If you get a bad pattern, you could die, and dying at that point is like a 30-second time loss. This boss isn't often an issue, but when he is, he's an absolute run killer.
Yeah, that and Doom 2 are the 2 worst places to die in during the run.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
We
now-
have no donations, by the way, just letting you know.
Okay.
All right. So might as well explain something called ledge/reset. As you saw, when you slash in this game, you get momentum. Often we use that to slash up and gain upwards momentum. But that momentum goes down every time you slash again. The only exception is if you slash past a ledge. So as you saw here, Apoxa just slashed upwards twice, but he slashed past the ledge, so he got all his momentum back. That's what we call ledge/.
Yeah, it's one of the only like tech we actually have in this game.
Yeah.
Most of the run.
This game is mostly just execution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can only use it in 3 spots, really. That was one of. Chinatown has 2 of the spots, so.
Yeah. This is really where the game actually picks up. Like, this level and the levels past it are all significantly more challenging than the levels of the run.
But
Now a really cool part of the run, Dragon Tape.
This is most people's favorite level.
Really? Yeah, it's a neat level. Dragon acts a lot like Zero, except he doesn't have throwables. Instead, he has this Dragon Dash, which, as you see, is this dash that kills everything in a line. Very cool. There's also a really cool mode out there that lets you mod. Yeah, sorry, English not my first language and such. A mod that lets you play as Dragon for the entirety of the game. So that's pretty cool. That came out like a few months ago.
Now everyone's actual favorite level.
Yeah. This is Slaughterhouse, and the name is fitting because this is where runs come to die. It's a difficult level, and almost every screen is really, really long, and you can die at the end of a screen here and lose like 20 seconds. It's a huge run killer.
Mm-hmm. And all the strats are extremely difficult to pull off.
Yeah. The beginner strats are difficult. The advanced strats are just awful.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to wait for these crushers, but Apoxa has managed to get through them on the first cycle. Very cool. And now begins just 3 screens that are, I would say, the hardest in the game. Oof.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, as you can see, dying here takes you back quite a bit.
Pretty much the hardest strat in the game, but I want to show this off. What to do.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll try it one more time. And I kind of forgot how to do the easy strats for this room, so we're kind of gonna get stuck here for a second. Right,
so the thing there is you're supposed, because of stable seed, you kind of know when the enemies will walk across those barrels, and you plan the C4 there to kill them off screen. But as you can see, it's a very difficult strat, so we're just gonna revert to an easier one.
Never mind. I don't know what I just did there, but
okay.
We got through it.
Sorry, I'm seeing things with a bit of delay, so I'm kind of I'm lying to you some of the time. This is actually we haven't actually explained resets. Basically, because despite stable seed, the first time you go into a room, there's a bit of an animation which allows enemies to move around. So the first time you enter a room, the strat you will have to use will be different than if you reset the room. So a lot of the time we'll want to reset the room to get a more consistent setup, but some rooms you actually want to not reset, and the conveyor belt room is one of those rooms.
Yeah, because the reset strat for that room is really, really bad. There's no good strat for that room, to be honest.
Yeah, basically conveyor belt is you gotta get there on a good pace and then just pray that the game wants to give you that room that time.
Yeah, that's pretty much slaughter. The run, the big make or break point for runs in this game is Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, absolutely. So Bunker 1, really, really cool level. Just a bunch of very short, very challenging rooms. Dying here really usually doesn't set you back all that much. And you'll notice that Apoxa, we just explained resets. Resets also kind of change your position or how other things in the screen function a lot of the time. So here we reset at the start of each screen. just because it makes the elevator doors open a bit sooner. So it's not a huge time save per room, but it really builds up over the course of the entire level.
Yeah, it adds up, which is important.
Yeah. Let's see if it... Oh, that's nice. You don't always get that deflect. That always feels great when it happens. You often have to walk up to the sugar at the top and slash it.
Alright, now the best part of the run.
Yep. Bunker 2, the first room here has a really, really impressive strat. It takes some effort to get it off. Let's see how it does. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Probably the most visually impressive strat in the game. One of the things, by the way, that are still RNG in this game are shotgun patterns, which in this room is dangerous because this shotgun guy can sometimes shoot you and you will deflect the bullet instead of opening the door with your slash, which kind of screws the whole thing up.
Yeah, Bunker 2-3 is another room where there's really not any good strats.
Yeah. Isn't it fun when, like, the last room of the game is your big run killer? One of your big run killers?
Yeah, so spoiler alert, this is the final boss of the game.
Yeah, yeah. So, this is just a very visually impressive fight. This phase, it's more about the goons coming out, but this next phase is really nice to look at, so I'll just let you enjoy that.
There we go.
Alright, and time when there's a fade out.
Yep.
And yes, top 19, that's not a terrible time at all.
Oh, psychotherapy boss. Did we hit the incentive? InstaSim?
We haven't hit the incentive, but if we do get £45 right now, we'll show the psychotherapy boss.
Yeah, I guess that's up to you. Yes.
Yeah. If we do get that £45 for the psychotherapy boss right now, we'll show what the psychotherapy.
Yeah, psychotherapy boss is a really cool boss in this game. It's the secret ending, actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Apoxa actually had the record for this run for a while. He
Yeah.
got a PB and then he decided to just do the psychotherapy boss and he got the record there. And
Well,
I kind of hated him that day.
Yeah, funny story. I was doing a regular run, and then I got a really good time, and then I accidentally forgot to turn off the psychotherapy boss. So I just ended up doing it very badly, but still getting the record. So that was a fun night.
Yeah.
So,
Have we got the £45? Not yet.
mhm.
All right.
I think I would just end the run then, or end the slot. Probably.
Yeah.
I think we should end.
Been a fun time. Watch the rest of the marathon, please. Lots of other good runs. Oh, and if this game looks cool to you, if it looks interesting, Apoxa here has a whole video tutorial series about this game where he explains all the strats. It's super, super useful. We all use it, and we have a very friendly community. So check us out on speedrun.com and yeah, come say hi.
Yeah, and thanks InstaSpeedathon for having this marathon, and thanks for letting me join.
Absolutely.
Not a
Bye.
problem at all.
All right, I will see you later then.
Thank you very much for running as well. It's been a great pleasure to have you on the road.
Thank you. It was fun. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Super, super useful. We all use it, and
So that's it for Apoxa's Katana Zero run. Next up, we have Ratchet & Clank NG Plus by Franzcore. We will be going over in just a moment to see that. Stay around because we have Ratchet & Clank NG Plus next. After that, we have Jack and Daxter. Category extensions Jack 1 Low Eco. We'll be starting the Ratchet & Clank run in just a moment.